Hey,
Yeah,
guys, it's Worldwide
yeah.
G back again. And I'm joined with Mike from the Blue Boys Network, the Evertonian, the legend. He is thankfully graced this channel. We are going to do a live match preview. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer versus Carlo Ancelotti, D-Day from a United point of view. But if you don't, if you need, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio, follow us on Twitter, X, and smash the notification button for latest Manchester News, and head over to the Blue Boys Network to check out Mike's Evertonian channel. So, Mike,
Not yet,
thanks.
though. Not yet. Don't
Not
go
yet.
over yet. Watch this first and then come over. I mean, God sake, Lord.
So, thanks again, Mike, for coming on. Just tell me a bit about yourself, your channel, what you do, etc.
Yeah, so I'm like a Lord of the Might Ghetto Gospel G. No, I'm joking. So obviously we've got the Blue Boys Network channel, 7.15 thousand subscribers. Yeah, we've been going 2 years, absolutely flying. Channels absolutely soaring at the minute, hitting about 160,000 views a month, which is great.
That's good.
Got my co-host John. He's been really busy with a new job at the minute, but he's there for the watch along tomorrow. So if you're not doing one, make sure you come over and watch our watch along. But if he is doing one, make sure you watch the Red Devil Studio one. You know, whatever.
Thanks.
Watch one of them. Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's me really. I'm a Brummie Evertonian. My dad's a Scouser. Grew up in Liverpool. I go to every home game. Not at the minute, obviously, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
That would be weird
Yeah.
and possibly dangerous. But yeah, man. I mean that is me in a tiny little nutshell.
Cool. Well, I say thanks, Mike, for coming on. Really appreciate it. And it's a big game. Everton versus United. Obviously, it's our match preview. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer possibly losing his job if he loses this game. So I guess before we get into our starting 11 and what have you, how have you felt Everton have been so far, and what are your expectations going into this game?
So Everton had been fantastic up until the Liverpool game. You know, like we went and beat Spurs. Getting a result at Crystal Palace is never easy. Then, you know, you got a couple of home games that Everton have won. Then, obviously, the Carabao Cup as well, they're unbeaten. So, you know, Everton were 7 unbeaten before they played Liverpool, including the Carabao Cup. Then they went 8 unbeaten. And then it was kind of like, well, we go into the Southampton game full of confidence. You appreciate Southampton aren't a bad side. Danny Ings is in form. You know, they've got creative players. And you think as an Everton fan, you go, yeah, we've got a great opportunity here. You know, we can hurt this lot. And we just didn't turn up. We didn't turn up. Losing with Richarlison in the derby was a massive blow. Coleman getting injured hurt us as well, which was mad to say because, you know, I'd wrote him off at the start of the season for his age. Absolutely smashed it this season. And then you've got, on top of that, you've got players like, you know, James Rodriguez, who got injured in the derby as well. So over the last couple of games, we've struggled. The game against you lot tomorrow is genuinely a must-win for both teams. For Everton, it's a must-win to get back on the horse. You want to be in the top 4. Everton have got ambitions of getting into Champions League this year and certainly Europe. And Manchester United have got a manager that, not being funny, is literally on the tightest of tightropes, as you may have seen in my match preview. So, little shout out to Tom Marshall here. Hi, Mike. Hi, Tom. Good to see you, man. Well. I am going through the comments as they come in, guys. So this is what I mean. A YouTube app prepared for this.
I have a regular called Don Ragnar. Shout out to him and says, all in his coaching staff look like a UB40 tribute act selling cheap tickets to their gig at the end of the game at Istanbul. I always appreciate your comments, Don Ragnar, man. Like, they always make me laugh in these challenging times. So going into this game, because obviously I think that Richarlison, from my memory, is still suspended, isn't he? He's still got that pre-match ban.
Yeah.
You're out Shane Coleman, but James Rodriguez is expected to be back. Is that correct?
Yeah, so Rodriguez is back. The press conference today, Rodriguez back. I think Coleman's back. Holgate's back. Okay. Basically, we're full strength bar Richarlison. Which, you know, look, we I'm sure we will talk about the Manchester United defending at some point during this, but you know, a full strength Everton at home I'm not, if it was Old Trafford, it might be different, but at home, should be able to beat Manchester United as of right now. They're not in a good period of form, not scoring loads of goals, conceding a fair few, defensively ropey. Everton should be all over it tomorrow.
Well, it's interesting because, obviously, last season we played Everton twice. I don't think either team got a win. I think we drew at Old Trafford, and then at Goodison, it was a question of banter from both keepers, to be honest, in terms of the 1-1 result there. If I remember, I think De Gea made a mistake, and then Pickford made a mistake, and then that was basically the summary of the game. So going into this game, I think you're right in that Manchester United, the confidence isn't sort of going to be there. How do you see, before we get into starting 11, how do you see Everton actually playing? Because we obviously struggle against teams with a low block. Do you think that Carlo Ancelotti will go at Manchester United, or do you think he'll, allow Manchester United a bit more of the ball, wait? How do you think he'll sort of set up?
Everton will allow Manchester United the ball, in my opinion, because some of the stats that I don't know whether you've looked into this season or not, but that some of the stats for Manchester United this season, attacking wise and defensively, are horrific. So putting this in perspective, in the tackles chart, Manchester United are bottom. So that means that they're allowing teams, they're not breaking men down in midfield. They're breaking it down in their final third, which means in and around their penalty box. And then the way that I sort of checked on that is I've checked the short passing. Manchester United are mid-table for short passing, about 12th in the league. And I don't usually go by stats, but then I looked at long ball to sort of reaffirm the way that I was sort of thinking about it. And Manchester United are one of the top teams for long balls, and it's because they use they use their counter attack. They use the pace of Martial, Rashford, Greenwood. They like Fernandes to get on the ball further up the pitch, so they bypass the midfield, which for a Man United fan must be frustrating when you've got players like Fred, like Pogba. You've got good players in midfield. It doesn't make sense. So Everton know that. If I can tell that, Carlo Ancelotti, I would have thought, can tell that. So he's going to allow Manchester United tomorrow to do things that they probably haven't done this season, which is give you the ball. Everton will probably sit a little bit deeper. Man United will be sitting deep naturally. And we may end up seeing a similar game to what you had against Chelsea, where it was a 0-0.
Yeah.
I just think that Everton are they're going to allow you about, I would say, the first half an hour to sort of have the ball. Everton will probably dictate the play because they're at home. But they won't just constantly be hammering you, because they know that if you get down the channels, you're going to hurt our centre-backs. Mina and Keane are not fast on the turn. Coleman's not faster than Rashford and Martial. You will hurt us, and that's where you would hurt us. So if I can tell that, I'm definitely hoping Carlo Ancelotti can tell that, because the way that Everton set up to counter that is allow you to have the ball, but we do exactly what you do to other teams. We do to you. We hit you on the break. We use that pace. We've got Anthony Gordon. We've got pace in Bernard, Iwobi. Whoever starts for Everton on that one wing, we've got the pace of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Luca Dean and Coleman will overlap, which will bombard your back four. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin, literally anything he touches at the minute goes in. So
exactly. He's on form. He's definitely on form. I must confess, when he scored that goal against Liverpool, I was like, yes. Anything against the Scousers. That goal was just, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Just seeing the pain, it was beautiful.
Oh, it was an absolute marvellous moment, to be honest, because he leapt up so high. It was almost, it was Ronaldo-esque. I'm not going to say it's Ronaldo, but it's Ronaldo-esque. And it was a tough result for Liverpool, to be honest, because we got away with one. But at the end of the day, you take them. We're not used to having positive results like that against Liverpool, and we're certainly not used to getting luck like that from VAR, so we'll take it all down.
Tom Marshall says, read my comment earlier up. Was that this one? Was it this one? Just yes, then Michael, I have predictions for tomorrow. And we'll start. So we're going to get to that, if that was the comments.
We'll get there, lad. We'll get there. Up the toughies.
I agree that, this should be common going to this game, but I would say we're allowed to put in the break. We could be very dangerous. I'm going to give my perspective on that in a second. Shout out to Red Devil Weekly as well, by the way. If you check out his channel, fellow United fan. Same thing for Worldwide Red Show. Carlo is smart. He will let us have it, which doesn't work well for us. Why on taxes tour is beyond me. Speak to Pep about that because they seem to do that. And then Don Magna says, I can't see Oli tactically outclassing the great Ancelotti. He'll let United have the ball because he knows our team can't break wins, let alone the Everton team. And if I'm not going to watch the game, I think this is Ollie's last game, although every time he's under pressure, he wins. Well, someone did tell me that Ollie, I don't know whether you, Mike, you've ever watched Dragon Ball. And that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is almost like Goku, so where he constantly has to get beaten up before he
comes back from the dead constantly.
Exactly. But then the thing about Goku, if you watch him, is that just as he's achieved the state that he's in, for whatever reason, he allows his enemy to get back into the game and then knock him out. So it's like Ollie, it's like he gets up, you're like, right, come on, Ollie, finish him. And you're like, no, I don't do that. I'll throw you a 6-1 defeat to Spurs. And you're like, why don't you just it's crazy. But let's get into the starting 11. So obviously, Mike, being your guest, you go first. How do you think that he's going to line up? How do you think that Carlo is going to do it?
Well, I give my team yesterday, but I'm a bit guilty of doing it a bit too soon because he did his press conference today. So I do tweak my team. The fact that Holgate's back, he comes straight into my 11. So I'll go Pickford in goal just because we've been told he's going to play. Not that I would play him, but that is where it is. Luca Dean, Keane, Holgate, and Coleman at right back. Midfield 3 of Decore, Allen, and it's a difficult one because we haven't really got much in midfield when you take out. It can't be Delph. Delph is injured, so it wouldn't surprise me if it's Sigurdsson. And then up front, in my opinion, it should be James Rodriguez, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and in my opinion, Anthony Gordon should get a start tomorrow. Okay.
The United lineup is just, and this is part of the problem with Solskjaer, is that it's very difficult to tell how he's going to set up. The last few games he's been playing a diamond formation with a pivot, and that worked against Leipzig. It didn't work against Istanbul, and it didn't work against Arsenal and Chelsea. So whether he's actually going to go down the line of playing that against Everton, I'm not, because we actually played a diamond formation against you, I think, when we had Goodison last time, and it didn't really I think our forward players struggled to really adapt to it.
That was a 1-1, weren't it? That was
the 1-1. Yeah,
we had the goal disallowed in the last minute.
Yes, I remember that. Oh, I remember that. It looked like a legit goal as well. So that was when people we would buy bar. So that is one thing. That is what I would say though, is that
Man United will get a penalty.
Exactly. When Anthony Martial plays, so it's already 1-0 already to United, because if Anthony Martial will probably get a penalty at Goodison Park. And he's actually back fit, so I would probably expect Anthony Martial to start.
He scored against us 5 times, which is the second highest he's scored against any Premier League team, other than West Ham, who he scored 6 against. All
right. So he didn't score. Did he score against West Ham last season? I think he did. You're right, actually. I think he did. But I guess my point is that, if I'm honest, mate, I don't know how he's going to, because a part of me thinks that he's going to set up like he doesn't want to lose his job. If that's the case, he will play 2 holding midfielders, i.e., he'll play Fred and McTominay. He'll probably stick with Lindelof and Maguire. He'll play Wan-Bissaka. There is a possibility he might start Alex Telles, who's one of the new signings, because I think he's out of his quarantine sort of thing.
Highly rated.
And going forward, so that is a possibility. And he sort of hinted at it somewhat in his press conference, which would give me a bit more confidence, because Alex Telles is is good defensively, and unlike, to be honest, Wan-Bissaka or Shaw, his dead ball delivery is actually really good. And we saw that against PSG as well. So that would make me a bit more confident. The midfield, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if he plays Freddie McTominay to get Freddie McTominay, because that's when Solskjaer gets into lose job syndrome. He tends to go back to a holding midfield position, and if we get the point, it's fine. I personally would say that he should play keep with the diamond and play Matic, Fred, Van der Beek, and Bruno. But I suspect he'll play McTominay, Fred, and Bruno Fernandes, and Pogba and Van der Beek will drop to the bench. And then he'll play Martial, Rashford, and it's a hit or miss between Greenwood or Mata. That's how I think he'll start. I don't think I don't want him to start that way. But when he's in the kind of sack mindset, I think he tends to go down that line. With obviously like Cavani and Pogba and stuff like that to come on the bench. So what would you say before we go into like a combined 11? Would you say is the biggest weakness of this Everton side right now?
Two centre backs and the goalkeeper, and squad depth. You know, we've got a really good first 11 on paper. You know, as I say, if I give my full team, you know, having Richarlison, Decore, Allen, Rodriguez, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Attacking wise, we've got goals, we've got pace, we've got defence. Brilliant. Defensively, Luka Dean, Coleman played really well, but you look at the two in the middle, and when it's not Holgate, who is, you know, in my opinion, Everton's best centre back, it's worrying. You know, Keane hasn't got the pace. Mina's awful. I don't like Mina at all. So that's our weakness, and obviously anything that goes through Pickford will go through Pickford. You know, I know he's had a lot of stick. He's had death threats from the red shite and all sorts of stuff, but the facts are, he's not. In my opinion, he's not good enough to take Everton to the Champions League. So there are definitely areas that Everton will need to strengthen.
Fine.
But it's weird. The area that I suspect Everton will hurt Manchester United is midfield, just because I think Allen and Decore will out-battle your midfield. I'm not saying they're better footballers. I'm not saying, but I just think certainly Allen. He's a bit like a pit bull. He's the highest in the Premier League for tackles. There's a reason for that. Do you get what I mean?
No, I understand what you mean. Just quick going through some of his comments. Suspect Dream, shout out to your mate, fellow Madrid fan. So waiting for Ollie's sack, lad. Come on now, don't defend him like every United fan. He is a yes fan. Well, I'm not defending him. If you see my video, I'm not defending him. But we'll see what happens. Like I said, he's like Goku when he gets into situations. Philly Talk says, I prefer Nagelsmann and Hassan Houghton over Poch. I would agree with that. I don't actually rate Poch that much. Philly Talk says, isn't Digne suspended? I think his suspension is over.
Yeah, it's been rescinded because it was a straight red card, which was 3 games, but then it got reduced to 1 due to 2.
To 1 game. Fine. Don says, do you think Ollie is into hardcore S&M? He likes to take cereal thrashings before putting on a performance. That is a good theory. That might be a good theory. Who knows? That sounds like how he's been, to be honest. Tom Marshall says, Mike, a win tomorrow, how would that make you feel for the season and going into the international break with the team, with fixtures, Fulham, Leeds, and Burnley after?
Yeah, the facts are Fulham, Leeds, and Burnley. Everton can get 9 points out of them. But we also said we could have got 3 points against Newcastle and at least 1 against Southampton.
True.
And we didn't. We went into the last international break absolutely flying. We're going into this international break on what could be a downer after 3 defeats or 2 defeats and a draw. So tomorrow's massive for Everton. It really is, because I'm not going to say it's going to define our season because it's very early, but it could. It genuinely could define if we finish top 4, if we've got the mentality. We need to beat Manchester United, and it's something that we struggled with twice last season after being ahead twice. We've got to put Man United to the sword, and it's going to be a tough game because Man United seem to be better away from home than they are at
home. What do you think about? What do you think about this as comment? In fact, Pickford is shocking. In fact, let's actually get to it because I thought it would be a good idea, especially not with these previews. This is just something that I've just started with, getting people on, doing like a combined 11, just having a conversation with you guys in the comments, as well as obviously Mike and here, and just having a debate about what you think a combined 11 actually is going in forward. Oh, there's a super chat from Armchair Critic. Shout out to your Armchair. Do football a favour, beat PSG at Old Trafford. Hashtag Europa. I mean, there would be a big smile on my face if PSG, considering all the money they've spent, considering they've got high world-class players, ended up playing in the Europa League, to be honest, because I mean, I don't know what you think, Mike. Obviously, as an outsider, when you're watching a sort of Champions League, so but like, do you think PSG will get through this group? I know it's a separate topic. What do you think?
I find it, to be honest, I find PSG like an absolute enigma in its own right. I mean, what's going on with PSG? Like, for real, what's going on with PSG? I never ever expected Man United to go to PSG and win 2-1. I didn't expect that at all. I think they will get out of the group. You know, Liverpool managed to lose 3 games in it and then win the Champions League final, so anything's possible. But for me, yeah, right. I think they will get through the group.
Let's quickly get into this 11. So I've gone for a 4-3-3. So goalkeeping wise,
I don't care. I don't care. You put whoever you want. I'm not being funny. They're both crap. Like De Gea.
Come on. De Gea has been at least on form in this season. Right, starting now. De Gea has been better than Pickford. Would you agree with that at least?
Well, look, if you want to give it to him, you give it to. I'm not going to stand there and put Pickford in any first 11. So you put De Gea in. But let me just give you these stats very quickly. Man United have got 1 clean sheet in the Premier League, the same as Everton, and actually Pickford made more saves than De Gea. However, just to counter that, De Gea is a better goalkeeper. So let's just leave it at that.
Well, the thing is, based on those stats, one of the reasons why we've conceded so many goals is because of the positions in front, so which is 3 and 4. And I mean, which centre back's going here, to be honest?
Well, because this again is a massive concern because as a Man United fan and as an £80 million centre back, I can understand you saying to me, let's stick Maguire in there. But actually,
no, I'm not. No way. I wouldn't even. No. Maguire's going.
I mean, for me, based on our team as it's been this season, I think although I did criticise him earlier, I think Michael Keane probably goes in there.
Okay, I'm not going to have an argument with that. So I could maybe put an argument for Lindelof in that.
Well, put him alongside him. Put him alongside him. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. When he's not played with Maguire, Lindelof has been okay.
And there's going to be a lot of Everton fans that are going to say, why is Holgate not going in over Keane? Facts are he's been injured and hasn't played. So you can't. I can't just. He is better than Keane. I can't justify it though. That's my issue.
I would have Bailly or even Twansibi over these two, but as you rightly said, they haven't. I don't think they've played enough games to warrant it. So, left back,
Luka Dean. I literally, if you're going to give me one position on this, it's that position. In my opinion, he's the best left back in the league.
I don't disagree. I don't think Luke Shaw's as bad as people say, but
no, it's not. Better than Robertson.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far. Robertson is even as a United fan.
He's dumb.
What about right back? Obviously, we have Wan-Bissaka in that position.
The spider. I think. Look, it's difficult because Coleman started this season really well.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, we can't. I'll make a rule that we can't play currently injured players in this team.
Well, if that's the case, then you've probably got to put Cole. Well, has Wan-Bissaka played every game?
Yeah.
Oh, but stick Wan-Bissaka in then. That's fine.
In. We'll go Wan-Bissaka. Okay,
I'm cool with that.
Okay. So De Gea, Dean, Keane, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka. So far it's 3 to United and 2 to Everton. This is where
it's going to start getting quite Everton, in my opinion.
Yes. Okay. This is going to be interesting. And let me know in the comments as well, guys. I think there's a few. Let's have a look. Yeah, Tom Marshall says Digne over Telles. I mean, Telles has barely played. Coleman over Wan-Bissaka, it's just because he's injured. So a general rule, I wouldn't put in injured players in. Pickford equals Shitford. Ancelotti upgrade the goalkeeper position. Now, actually, that is that there wasn't comments about.
Oh, don't even go there. Don't go there with Sergio Romero. The facts are, right, you lot saw us as rivals, so you didn't release your number 2 goalkeeper. And in return, you made him a number 3 goalkeeper and don't even put him in your Premier League team. What's that about?
To be honest, if I'm honest with you, mate, I would have rather we sold Sergio Romero for 15 or so million or so pounds or whatever and use that money to get to whether that's to contribute to Sancho or some other player. So I completely agree, because it was stupid to make Sergio Romero a third choice keeper and demand money from Everton. But unlike you guys, our board are clueless pricks, and they don't seem to know what they want to do, to be honest.
Give it to them. Yeah. Could just a little shout out to I will read that comment. Worldwide Reds, laugh out loud, sure over Robertson. I mean, I hate the bin dippers as much as the next guy, but I can't say that. Look, I clearly hate them more, because I'm telling you right now, mate, none of their players would get in an 11 for me. None of them. And Dijk, Mane, Salah, they can all piss off. They're nowhere near an Everton or any mix. Do you know what? Nah, they're not even in my Premier League 11. I'd rather have
Premier League 11.
I'm telling you right now, I'd rather have 3 West Brom players than the front 3 of Liverpool, straight up.
Oh my goodness, man! So like,
sorry, man.
No, it's okay, man. I was watching because I was actually looking at. I remember when the whole thing popped off with Van Dijk, and I was just like, looking at your just Twitter feed, and I was just seeing all these like Scousers being like, he should Pickford should be jailed. They should debate it in Parliament. I was like, what? Like, we should get the police involved. I'm like, what's going on? Like, it was a bad injury. Let's be real. Like, it's a bad injury.
It was a bad challenge. It was a challenge. It wasn't deliberate. It's not like you walk out there and go, right, I'm going to sever someone's ACL. But honestly, they're on a different planet. Obsessed, mate.
It was very, very strange. It was almost like Pickford killed him. It's like, no, he's still alive. Like, don't worry.
The media. I can't even talk about the media. Big shout out there to Worldwide Reds show there. Big shout out there. Loving my Venom. I love you too, mate. I love you too. Make sure you subscribe to my channel after this video.
What do you think, mate, about the midfield now?
Alan. Oh,
I'm afraid. I'm afraid. You gotta give me some. I can give you.
Alan.
Could I? What do you guys think in the comments? Those who obviously watching.
Let's compare the two. Yeah, let's go. Okay. Right, where's Fred on this list? Where is? Wait, 1 second. I'm still scrolling down.
I'm not going to put Matic after what happened against Istanbul, so I might have said it.
Who's Aaron? Who the hell is Aaron?
Who's Aaron? What? Where?
Honestly, look. There is a Man United player there called Aaron.
You mean Wan-Bissaka? I think that's what they've done. I think they weren't able to get his full name. So they just Aaron there instead of Wan-Bissaka there. That's probably what happened.
Here we go. You ready for this? So Fred is number 71 on 9 tackles. 9. Let me do you a favour.
Okay.
See the top one there? Number 2.
I see that one. I see it.
And the only reason this guy's ahead of him is because they're playing right now as we speak.
All right. So, I mean, it's difficult. I still think that like one of the reasons why, in terms of the big performances, obviously your PSG,
stick Fred in front of Decore. Happy, cool, fine. But I can't. I just don't know if I can deal with Alan. I just don't know. Look, speak to me, man. Speak to me. Convince me. Okay.
I'm thinking, seeing from what the comments are going, that says, I think Mo says Alan, Fred, Gomez. Are those all in the midfield?
What? Gomez?
Really?
Gomez?
Alan, Fred, Gomez?
I'm telling you right now, I'd rather stick Tom Davis in midfield than Gomez.
I will. Just because you're my guest, I will concede this and go to Alan here.
Oh, trust me, I'll be conceding in other areas. So do not worry.
The other two midfield positions. I mean, Carlo Ancelotti, from what I gather, is playing James Rodriguez on the right, hasn't he? As almost like a right winger coming in, inside forward type of.
You can have them two midfield slot. You can have both of them. You put whoever you want in there.
Really? You wouldn't put you wouldn't put Decore or even Decore in here at all.
I've not been sold by him this season, so I'm cool to not having him. So if you want to stick Pogba in, I'm cool with that. Look, if you're going to tell me that you're sticking McTominay in instead of Decore, we might have to have words. But
no.
If it's Fernandes and Pogba, I'm cool with that.
I'm probably going to go controversial and probably put Fernandes and Van der Beek.
Okay, yeah, cool with that. Yeah, fine. Yeah, you can have both of them.
I will put Fernandes and
both of them because the next battle is going to be the front three, which is going to be a hell of a battle. I can tell already.
Well, that's.
So you've got the top goal scorer in Dominic Calvert-Lewin. You've got Richarlison and James Rodriguez, who's been the highest creator this season. Or you've got Martial, Greenwood, and Rashford. It's a very tough debate.
I'll definitely give you, if we're playing, obviously, I'll definitely give you James Rodriguez on the right.
Okay.
Give you that easy, no problem. Because as much as I love Greenwood, he's not been played. I don't think he's still, at the end of the day, Mason Greenwood was still only 18 years old and is still developing, So, and I think he can, under possibly even a better coach or better efficiency system, I think he could potentially be world class. I don't mean that in terms of a gassing thing. I mean, I've seen things in him where I'm like, this guy has the potential in terms of being too fitted, in terms of his finishing.
You've seen him on Pornhub, haven't you?
Well, some of the way that he finished, you could argue, was almost was light porn, if I'm honest. But
it was horrific.
It was dirty the way that he scored that equalizer against you guys. I remember.
I remember it as well.
It was filthy. But I just don't think that I just think he needs a bit more time and possibly a better coach. So I will give you James, who's been a revolution at Everton so far.
Yeah, I can see there's going to be an argument here about the top goal scorer in the Premier League. I can't believe we're going to do this. Come on, then.
There isn't actually. There isn't. I mean, if you give me the other side, because the thing about Martial and Rashford is that they can play on the left.
Cool. Stick Rashford on the left. Yeah, so fine.
I could put Rashford on the left, and then just based on his overall, like, even though I still think that Martial is better even in that position, Rashford has obviously just produced a bit more this season. So I would put Rashford on the left and then Calvert-Lewin up top.
Yeah, look, I mean, there's a debate for both Richarlison and Rashford, and we would be here absolutely all day. But on the facts that you've given me, Alan, which was Alan, because you've given me Alan, I happily concede that left winger spot.
The thing that annoys me about Richarlison all the time is that this guy's got a lot of potential. But he's so rash. He's so like he's like if he could just be sensible for a change. Like, even before the red card, like, there's just certain things that he does where I'm just like, he just doesn't seem to keep a level head. And if he's having a bad game, for example, he disappears, or he's just. But then when he's having a really good game, he looks really good. It's just it's kind of type of play that kind of almost like frustrates you sometimes to watch.
That's why we love him at Everton, because at times you hate him, but he's certainly. Look, I mean, for Everton, it's. I think there's a very interesting stat, and I wasn't going to share this with you, but I'll share it with you. Everton have never won a game without Richarlison.
Oh, okay. So basically,
since we've had him, I don't think I read this on Twitter. It might not be true, but I'm gonna say that it is. Everton have not won a game with Richarlison out of the team entirety. You know, on the bench or anything.
Yeah.
When he's out of the team, Everton do not win.
So basically, this is a good omen for Manchester United then, because he's not going to be playing the weekend.
I mean, it's scary for Everton because we genuinely do need to win. One thing I'm going to say, look, Everton are currently 4th in the league, could go back up to 2nd tomorrow. Manchester United are in, I think, is it 15th?
15th, yeah.
Right, and I'm not taking a pop here. How the hell have we ended up with 6 Man United players and 5 Everton players? Just out of this.
That is an interesting, because I think, and my theory about it is that because part of the reason why we're in the position that we're in is because of only a few positions, specifically in the centre back position, and possibly maybe in that midfield base position as well. I.e., we don't have someone who's Fred can play it, which is why I sort of made an argument for it. But I think I can concede that Alan probably has more talent for it, and our centre backs are useless. But our forward players have enough to score. But our fullbacks don't necessarily provide enough for those 4 players. And I think if there's someone like Luca Dean, for example, on both sides of the field, we might be creating more chances for them, for example. So. It's still advantage United in terms of the team there. So, but that's a good team, isn't it? Is that not a good team?
That team, I mean, that's a hell of a team, isn't it? I mean, you know, putting that in perspective, the only area that I say is significantly weak there is the same area that is weak for both teams now, which is the 2 centre backs.
Yeah.
It's weak.
I absolutely agree. Let me quickly see if I've just a few comments that I might have missed.
We need a Koulibaly. We need a Koulibaly and I can't say Van Dijk because I can't say it. I will not say it. So we need a Koulibaly.
You're not going to say Van Dijk, are you?
No, I'm not. No.
We're only better away if the team we're playing comes at us and has a go. If everyone sit back and give us the ball, we're in trouble. Says Red Holgate. Not sure. Oh, this is Tom Marshall's Everton team. Alan Decore, Bruno, James, DCL. Who's DCL?
Yeah, Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah. PSG's midfield has been hurt, and in the back they aren't great either. I agree. PSG are trash, and then that's Rashford. I've been better than Pickford, and I'm only a coach now.
To be honest, my nan's better than Rashford, and she's played with
it. Don Wagner says Tuchel is basically Ollie spread over a French croissant. I don't disagree with that either.
And that French croissant just happens to be his bed, and it is waiting for him.
I honestly think if Ollie had the PSG job, he would win the Ligue 1 as well. I don't think it's that difficult. Luke Unshaw never gets in my team. 7 assists in like 6-7 years. I've read some of these out before. From Richarlison is suspended, and the only players who dive more are those dippers, Salah and Mane. Just saying.
Actually, statistically, just to upset you there, Worldwide Red Show, statistically, Jack Grealish and Zaha dive more than Richarlison. And you can arguably say, I mean, I'm not being funny, but Manchester United have had something like 23 penalties in the last 40 games. I mean, I don't want to sound, I'm not saying you're diverse, but I'm saying that I'm not saying you're diverse, but I'm saying you definitely know how to play a referee. You get what I mean? I mean,
in theory, the whole point of VAR was is I mean, you know, I don't know. We're not going to get into VAR debate here. But what I would argue though is that I think generally that there's been less diving. I'm not saying it's always been right, but I think there's been generally less diving compared to previous seasons because you can check the monitor and see whether like there's been contact or not. And even though some penalties have been soft, it's still a lot better than when like back in the day when like literally you saw penalties given for zero contact whatsoever. The player just I'm sure there was the one I think Salah did like last season where he literally just ran. I think it was against Villa. I think I can't remember, and like ran in the box.
Ran into it.
No one touched him, and it was like. But that's for another matter.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that because I disagree. But that's been an Everton fan where they get given against us.
My mic tripping again? I'm sorry.
It did for a second. It's gone. It's sorted.
Sorry about that, guys. That's my job tomorrow. Get a better mic because my computer mic has been messing up. Mo says Bruno and VDB shouldn't be on this team.
It's all right. We'll stick to Corle and Sigurdsson in there then. Yeah.
I can potentially give you Decore. Sigurdsson, I don't know what that Viking has done for Everton recently.
Being realistic, like straight up, I'll tell you straight now. Look at me, dude. Sigurdsson, £47.5 million. He's literally worse than me. 15 stone fine, overweight, 5'9", fat ginger woman.
Oh man, Richarlison can play, but he is rash and he's a masterclass diver. Southgate treating Greenwood poorly because Greenwood can pull Gow, whereas Southgate has to cover his head with a bag like that old Pizza Hut advert he made after missing the pen in 1996. I don't get why Southgate hasn't brought Greenwood, to be honest. So just wrapping the show up, and thanks again for being on here, Mike. Let's run with score predictions. Score predictions.
Do you want me to go first?
Go first, Chief.
Right, so I'll just put this in perspective. I did a match preview with another Manchester United channel on Wednesday. I did my match prediction video yesterday, and I'm sticking with the same score today. And that score is 4-2 Everton.
Really? Okay.
And the reason for that is, and I'll put this in perspective. If Everton score first, you have to come out. And as soon as you have to come out, you're knackered. Like, you're done. You're finished. Get a kicking. If Manchester United score first, I'm still confident enough that Everton break you down. But it's definitely harder. Definitely harder. But I'm going 4-2 the Toffees. Okay.
Going into this, I actually was thinking about a loss. I was generally thinking, let me know in the comments, guys, what your predictions are. It's been a nice show, and appreciate everyone who's been watching. Going into this game, I generally was thinking we're going to lose this, and we're going to lose this probably 2-1, maybe 3-1. I don't know. There's always this thing with Ollie because the players I do believe the players do like Ollie. And when he is close to getting a sack, he delivers a result. And generally speaking, Manchester United have been better away from home than at home this season. That's a fact. Yeah. Add on to that, I don't think that Ancelotti is going to, because you so rightly said, I think the midfield is going to be a key area here. And I don't think that and Everton are going to be as deep as, say, Istanbul were. Because, quite frankly, Istanbul, I know we got bounced, we shouldn't have lost against them. But aside from the 2 goals they scored, they didn't really do anything else. They didn't have to, but they just, put 11 men behind the ball, and United had about 70% possession. We couldn't break them down.
Well, actually, what was really impressive, sorry to put in there, what was really impressive is how Manchester United managed to put 10 men in front of the ball, actually. 10 men in front of the ball in their half, leaving De Gea with 2, not 1, 2 onside strikers who could score. And obviously Demba Ba, 35-year-old Demba Ba.
I mean, I love the Demba Ba memory when, it was ruined, because Gerrard slipped, I was like, that's why we love Demba Ba, because Gerrard officially lost Liverpool the league because of that G. But since then, I'm just like, to be honest, that it still doesn't take away from that G. That will always live in my mind as Steven Gerrard's missed opportunity, winning a league with Liverpool and being a bum because Demba Ba scored. Legend in that respect, but
absolutely,
I agree with you. That was basic defending. But So I would literally just either we're going to get pasted or Ollie's going to get a result, because he tends to get results when his job is under pressure. And because we have performed better at home, because unlike last season, we do have a bit more depth. A lot of it actually comes to the substitutions that Ollie will make, not necessarily the players, because I do think we have the depth on the field to obviously get a result. So maybe this is me trying to be optimistic. But I'm going to go, and also the fact that both times last season, we didn't actually lose to Everton.
No. Frustratingly enough with me. I'm going
to go for an optimistic 2-1 to Manchester United. Optimistic.
Yeah, I mean, look. You're not good. You're not a good fan if you don't back your team, are you? I'm just looking for the cards from a little bit. But what I will say is, if it's 2-1,
I just don't fundamentally get how you can beat PSG and beat Leipzig so convincingly. I don't necessarily 100% agree with that. It was just a counter-attacking thing. There wasn't elements to the way that we played, and then well, I don't know. Maybe he will pull something out when he's like, literally, I can't lose this game, and he gets a result. I don't know. Maybe it's wishful thinking. Who knows?
Look, and we will not know until about 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. But what I will say is, if Everton lose 2-1 to you lot tomorrow, genuinely, I will happily come on this screen and flash my tips. Like, I will. Like, I admire the hope. I just can't see Carlo allowing that. I just can't, But you are absolutely right with what you say. Man United are a million times better away from home than they are at home. So maybe I'd rather play at Old Trafford. But it's going to be a hell of a game. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a game where both teams really do need a win. So you're not expecting it to be that deadpan, boring draw. Yeah. And are you doing a watch along tomorrow?
I am not. But I will probably be doing like a live post match reaction.
That's fine.
Post match reactions.
That's fine. So guys, everyone, come over to my channel, watch my watch along, and then get straight over to this channel and watch the reaction. Like, that's fine. That's fine with me. You can even leave a couple of minutes early. Like, I'll allow it. Fine.
Mate, I appreciate. I'm gonna just read a few more comments and then we'll sound off. So there's a few predictions in here. So Armchair Critic says 2-1 to Everton. Fair enough.
Only natural.
Tom Marshall says people call Richarlison diver. Let's be honest, he goes over easy, but he does get fouled these days. Everyone goes over, and he's given a 3-1 to Everton. Worldwide says Ollie will pull out a 3-0 because he should be sacked. He always does well when he should be out. Don Ragnar says this game tomorrow might be a draw. Then the guys from Stratford Paddock will make videos called Ollie Masterclass Tactics out de Carlo. I hate Stratford Paddock with a passion. They love Ollie in such a way that makes me wonder if they aren't sponsored by the club or something. Yeah, they do. The Stratford Paddock do. I think. I don't think
diplomatic now, aren't you? Well done. You've been very diplomatic.
I think
so far up own arses that look. That's my opinion. They can't come at me. They can't come at me because my channel's bigger, isn't it?
It probably is at this rate because the viewership is going down. No, I mean I just think that I always think that things should necessarily be black and like white. Like you don't necessarily have to be Ollie in or Ollie out. You could be Ollie indifferent. Depending on what you go.
Oh my God! 567,000 subscribers. Let's be straight. That's not bigger than me, to be honest. And actually, going even worse than that. Adam actually was or Makolo or however you.
Makolo,
yeah. He actually was wicked for me. So I retract my comment and I'll say
the comment.
Up the Stretford Paddock. I got the wrong channel. Got the wrong channel. I don't know whose it was. But it weren't yours. You're not up your own arses. Actually, let me take my hand out of that arse comment.
we support. To be honest, all fan channels are better than what you see on most TVs right now, like TalkSport, etc. So we are in a blessed. I'd rather watch an Everton commentary from you guys than hear, I don't know, Alan Shearer talk about, you know, his experiences or whatever, because it's just it's painful.
And for Worldwide Red, just so you know, we absolutely do not allow any respect for Liverpool in our streams, as you can imagine. There is absolutely no respect towards Liverpool. It is a decent pacing from start to finish for the Red Shirts. So
worldwide, if you disrespect LFC in the watch along, I will join. Well, you head over to his watch along.
I'll disrespect them now. If you can get this video to say 15 viewers, I'll disrespect them right now. I'll constantly disrespect them.
Share the vid, guys. Like the vid, guys. Like the vid. 3-0 United, Ollie Morton's SFE and all the Ollie sexuals start screaming how they told us so. Anyone who does Ollie are plastic. And that was if United win 3-0, Steve House will be howling like Chewbacca.
Brilliant. He got that from a KSI song there, didn't he? Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well done, yeah.
Football Talk says 3-1 Everton, Daniel Cameron, and ×2 Daniel James and 1 for Bruno. So Mike, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it, guys. If you head over to his channel, the Blue Boyz Network, it is an Everton. Oh, go on.
Nah, we're all cool. We're all cool.
It's called the Blue Boyz Network. It is an Evertonian fan channel. They post a lot of very, very good fan content. I'm going to say it out there, the best Everton fan channel on YouTube. It is because they're going to grow. They're going to get bigger. So jump on this train because these guys are pumping up some good stuff.
Absolute madness it is on this train.
But thank you, dude. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Let me just share this with you.
Go on. Oh, wow. you know, if we do win, this is going to get clipped. This is the problem with these type of figures. If we win, it'll be clipped and it'll be like retweeted and stuff. It's
that's fine. That was my promo for that game. What do you think of that?
And Worldwide Red says subbed over there and will drop by while we wax them tomorrow. Thank you so much, Worldwide Red, for the show.
Look at that.
Ooh, what? When I saw him go crying to much, I told him to wipe away his tears with his eyebrows. He blocked me. I've met Adam. I've actually met Adam before, and he's a down to earth chap. He's fun, you know. So like, I just think that I think the United fan base, we just kind of need to try and stay.
You're like us. You're like us. You've got the channels. You've got about 7,000 YouTube channels, podcasts. Same as Everton. There's so many content creators, and they're great content creators.
Yeah.
But sometimes you stand on each other's toes. It's not deliberate. People have different likes and whatever, and as a result, you end up. I mean, they thought we've got a channel called Toffee TV. They're our biggest by a mile, 46,000.
Oh yes, with them. Yeah.
Yeah. People think that I have some massive thing against Toffee TV, when actually I don't. I think they're brilliant at what they do. It's a bit too PC for me. Whereas they will say that's awful. I'll say that's fucking shit. That. And that's the difference.
And thus the monetization video of this goes down.
Now this video won't get demonetized. You can say all of the swear words bar the C-bomb, so don't ever say that.
Right, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Remember, if you're new to the channel, to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter and X. Smash the notification with latest Manchester United news. Head over to the Blue Boyz Network. Go to their watch along. Go to watch along stream and see Manchester United hopefully do one over on the Evertonians.
See you later, Trot. Not happening. See you later. Bye.